All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. In the battle of big market teams, the Los Angeles Dodgers won out in their pursuit of Japanese pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It came down to the Dodgers, New York Mets, and New York Yankees. But Yamamoto is leaving Japan for Los Angeles. You think about it now. Yamamoto is going to be teaming up with another Japanese phenom in Shohei Otane, and of course, that deferred money on Shohei's $700 million deal that he recently signed with the Dodgers paved the way for Yamamoto and the Dodgers to agree to a 12-year deal for $325 million, which is the most ever given to a pitcher in Major League Baseball history. Now, the Dodgers have been busy this offseason as they signed Shohei, traded for starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow from the Tampa Bay Rays, and then gave him a contract extension. And of course, the most recent deal with Yamamoto. Now, the Dodgers are not shy about spending, and they've been like that for the past decade or so when this new ownership group took over. And, we talk about, and we have talked about the New York Yankees for years and their spending, but guess what? The Dodgers are right there. And I mean, the biggest thing because of course at one point, the Yankees were called the Evil Empire, and that's from years ago. The only thing the Yankees haven't been doing lately is winning the championships, as they haven't won a World Series since 2009. But nonetheless, the folks in the Bronx are still spending the bread. But getting back to the Dodgers, this is a lot of money that they're committed to. You think about it now. You've got Yamamoto, you got Shohei, Tyler Glasnow. Then of course, let's not forget the likes of Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman in this lineup on this team as well. But getting back to Yamamoto, because the Dodgers had plenty of questions this offseason in regards to their rotation, and you knew things had to give. And clearly, Los Angeles has been working hard at trying to fix those things. What do you get in Yamamoto? You get a guy, he hasn't pitched, in the major leagues, of course, but this guy has dominated Japan. He just turned 25, a very durable pitcher. Has done it by not lifting weights. He's relying on his flexibility and other strengthening exercises. But you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And of course, the Philadelphia Phillies, Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, and San Francisco Giants also had shown interest in Yamamoto. But at the end of the day, this deal came down to the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets. So, of course, one of the questions is going to be what separated the Dodgers from everyone else. I think having Shohei there already and in place, really helped because I know obviously clearly Shohei just signed with the Dodgers, but he's called Southern California home for quite some time playing with the Angels. And I know that they're the LA Angels, but technically this team plays in Anaheim, but nonetheless, it's still Southern California. And of course, Shohei can, show him the ropes, if you will, in regards to that region. Now, you look at the Mets basically offered Yamamoto the same deal that the Dodgers offered him. I think this came down to playing in LA as opposed to New York. Yes, Los Angeles is the second biggest media market in the United States, but nonetheless, the media coverage and the media pressure and the pressure from the fans is not the same in LA as it is in New York. And I think that made a difference, in my opinion, along with having the presence of Otane. And now you having the opportunity, if you're Yamamoto, to play alongside one of your countrymen. And of course, not just playing alongside Shohei, also, like I talked about Shohei showing him the ropes, Shohei is, clearly a phenom in Japan. He's well respected. But then on top of that, you think about the marketing ability of Otane from, the baseball standpoint. And I'm sure that he's going to show Yamamoto how to get that done in the US as well. So, of course, adding a player the caliber of Yamamoto, does this make the Dodgers the favorite to win the World Series? I'm still going to say no because what we've seen in Major League Baseball in recent years, what you do in the regular season does not necessarily translate to the postseason. On top of that, the expanded playoffs, okay, have basically thrown the rule book, if you will, out of the window because in recent years we've seen those teams, like I said, do their thing in the first and second in the regular season rather, but get to the playoffs and it doesn't click. Not to mention, we're talking about a Dodgers team that has basically made the playoffs in each of the last 10 or 11 years or so. And, they've had a lot of disappointments to their credit. Of course, the World Series championship came in 2020. So, nonetheless, it's not a guarantee. But I'll tell you like this, the fact that multiple teams out there were willing to commit to a pitcher for more than a decade worth on a deal, that lets you know how special this guy is and what he is thought about. Because typically, when you think about pitchers, 4 maybe 5 year deals, the longest deal that we saw a pitcher get was a 9 year, $324 million contract that Garrett Cole got from the New York Yankees a couple of years ago. He's been worth every penny for New York. And it's going to take a special type of pitcher to go out there and get a deal like that. And I think Yamamoto definitely has that potential. So, you think about it, Shohei and Yamamoto have been like two of the most coveted free agents on the market this offseason. I think things are going to speed up because those are the first big two dominoes that had to fall. You still got some other big name pitchers out there, the likes of Blake Snell and the likes of Jordan Montgomery. And I think the teams that were interested in Yamamoto obviously are going to now turn their attention to the likes of Snell and Montgomery to, beef up their respective rotations. And one of those teams that was clearly in the running for Yamamoto was the New York Mets. And of course, their fan base cannot be happy right now. They've sat back and seen Juan Soto traded to the Yankees. Shohei was a long shot at best to go to Queens, and clearly he was comfortable in Southern California. And of course, there were some Met fans that were very hopeful that their team got Yamamoto. There were New York baseball fans in general because a lot of Yankee fans were hopeful that Yamamoto signed there. But nonetheless, with the Mets, it's been a slow off season for them. But I think, like the Mets and like some other teams around baseball, I think things are going to pick up because we're going into a new calendar year. And before you know it, pitchers and catchers are set to report. And there are still some names out there. There are still teams that need pieces if they want to go out there and contend for a World Series championship next year. But nonetheless, I definitely think that things are about to heat up on the hot stove. But when it was all said and done, you knew that it was going to take big bucks to get a player the caliber of Yamamoto on your team, and that's what the Dodgers did. $50 million signing bonus, not to mention the $50 million that they had to give to his team in Japan as well. So let's see how things work out for Yamamoto and the Dodgers. This has been a very interesting offseason in Southern California. Are the Dodgers done? I'm not sure because I still don't think that the Dodgers have enough to say, hey, you know what? This team's a legit lock to go out there and win. And let's not forget, you can't gloss over the Philadelphia Phillies. They've still got a good squad in the National League. The same thing can be said for the Atlanta Braves. And there's always going to be a team that comes out of nowhere and really surprises you. But nonetheless, the Dodgers are the box office attraction in Southern California for baseball. And now they have another star in their fold that people are definitely going to be coming out to Chavez Ravine to see. Yamamoto and Shohei, two Japanese phenoms, are now wearing Dodger blue. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.